The decade may not be over, but it's already produced some of the best superhero films of all time.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys.
Welcome to watchmojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 superhero movies of the 2010s.
Time to make the chimmy chongas.
Number 10, Kick-Ass.
So at close range like this, the force is going to take you off your feet for sure, but it's really no more painful than a punch in the chest.
Why are you getting punched in the chest?
You're going to be fine, baby doll.
Before Deadpool wowed audiences with its excessive use of violence and swearing, there was the aptly named Kick-Ass. When an average teenager decides to become a superhero, he quickly learns that you can still make a difference even if you don't have any powers, money, or even brains.
You crazy, man. Fuck this shit.
Every fight scene brings a different level of ingenuity, crass humor, and gore that gets the heart pumping and the tears of laughter rolling. While it did receive criticism for the character of Hit Girl, an 11-year-old who loves killing bad guys while swearing like a sailor, we can all agree that without her, this movie would have lost quite a bit of its luster. Number 9, Dread.
Juries, executioners, judges.
Set in a dystopian future where the police act as judge, jury, and executioner, two cops must battle their way through a violent apartment complex to take down a ruthless drug dealer.
And as for you, Mama, judgment time.
Carried by its awesome visual effects and beautiful action sequences, this superhero sci-fi film is as exciting as it is brutal. As the protagonists tear their way upwards, one cannot help but feel an influx of excitement knowing another epic battle is around the corner. While the movie didn't perform particularly well at the box office, it has since become a cult favorite among those with a penchant for uber-violent, post-apocalyptic action flicks. Number 8, Thor.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
One of many superheroes that made people everywhere say, nah, no way that'll work as a movie. After being stripped of his powers and exiled to Earth, the mighty god Thor must find a way to reclaim his mystical hammer while preventing his brother Loki from usurping the throne. Expanding the Marvel Cinematic Universe to new realms, quite literally, this film brought a whole lot of important fantasy elements into the science fiction film series.
Run back home, little princess.
Dad.
As Thor flies majestically across the screen, battling waves of enemies, one cannot take for granted how far special effects have come, noted for its excellent use of humor throughout. This film is a classic summer blockbuster, filled with non-stop action and a fantastic cast of characters.
Found you!
Number 7, Deadpool.
I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine.
Filled with blood, cussing, black humor, and Ryan Reynolds on overdrive, this superhero film wasn't afraid to color outside the lines. After being duped into participating in a medical experiment, a sarcastic mercenary with a penchant for violence acquires extraordinary powers. A perfect blend of action and comedy, this movie gave comic book fans and mainstream audiences a pretty close to perfect Deadpool experience.
Nobody's getting hurt. That guy was already up there when I got here.
While we're still not entirely sure what impact this movie will have on the genre as a whole, the $782 million it pulled in as the highest grossing R-rated film of all time is bound to leave a bit of a legacy.
Maximum effort.
Number 6, X-Men, Days of Future Past.
All those years wasted fighting each other, Charles. To have a precious few of them back.
After being successfully resurrected by X-Men First Class, this franchise took another step towards cementing its place as one of the frontrunners in the superhero genre. In an attempt to alter the course of history, Wolverine is sent back in time to stop an event that sends the world on a collision course with disaster. Combining the casts of both X-Men franchises, this film was overflowing with talent. Carried by the magnetic performance of Hugh Jackman and peppered with supporting roles not soon to be forgotten, this superhero period piece is jam-packed with awesome action and killer performances.
What's the matter, baby? You don't think I look pretty like this?
Number 5, The Dark Knight Rises.
Bane.
Let's not stand on ceremony here. Mr. Wayne.
The final installment in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy finally pits Gotham's caped crusader against a villain who can match him in both strength and intelligence. Set 8 years after the events of The Dark Knight, Batman must come out of retirement when the city is under siege by Bane, a terrorist with a single-minded quest to destroy Batman and the city he protects.
As I terrorize Gotham, I will feed its people hope to poison their souls. I will let them believe that they can survive so that you can watch them clambering over each other to stay in the sun.
From the close quarters fights to the huge set pieces, this film is overflowing with intense moments just to get your heart rate jacked.
Calm down, Doctor. Now is not the time for fear. That comes later.
Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. Has a superhero movie ever been this much fun? As the intergalactic tyrant Ronan the Accuser wreaks havoc through the galaxy in a mad quest for power, 5 mismatched criminals must join forces to save themselves and the universe from impending doom.
What has the galaxy ever done for you? Why would you want to save it? Because I'm one of the idiots who lives in it!
Fantastic casting? Check. Insanely entertaining fight scenes? Check. A talking raccoon and a talking tree sidekick? Double check.
Don't drink fountain water, you idiot. That's disgusting. Yes, you did. I just saw you doing it. Why are you lying?
A visual treat that never misses an opportunity to crack a joke. This film was a massive hit with critics and fans alike. Feeling like a throwback to the campy superhero films of the 70s and 80s, it still had just the right amount of modernity to connect with younger viewers. A barn burner that isn't afraid to take chances, Guardians exemplifies the characteristics of what a superhero film should be.
Now I'm standing. You all happy? We're all standing up now. Bunch of jackasses standing in a circle.
Number 3, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. While many of the films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe tend to kinda blend together, this one definitely stands out. After an attempt on Nick Fury's life, Steve Rogers and Natasha Romanoff must discover who was behind the attack while dodging a mysterious assassin known as the Winter Soldier. Feeling more like a 70s spy thriller than a big-budget superhero flick, directors Anthony and Joe Russo built their film on practical effects, strong writing, and beautifully choreographed action sequences. This change of pace allows for an intriguing plot to develop and doesn't pigeonhole the characters into becoming cliches. A thriller from start to finish, this movie is a must-see for all comic book lovers. Number 2, The Avengers.
That's what we call ourselves, sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest heroes type thing.
Yes, I've met them.
After setting up each character with a standalone movie, Marvel did something comic book lovers had been waiting for their whole lives. They made a film with all of them together. When the mischievous Loki makes plans to enslave Earth, it's up to a team of individuals with extraordinary powers to stop him. Being one of the most anticipated superhero flicks in history isn't easy, but The Avengers more than lives up to the task. Currently sitting at number 5 on the list of highest grossing films of all time, it's safe to say that the formula worked. A benchmark in the superhero genre, this movie dared to dream a little bigger and consequently knocked one right out of the park. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
This isn't a fighting thing, it's what people do sometimes when they're excited or pumped up.
Number 1, Captain America: Civil War.
They're not stopping.
Neither are we.
With all the hype around one of the most notorious storylines in Marvel Comics, this film had some pretty big expectations to live up to. Luckily, the Russo brothers returned, bringing the same level of action and humor that made their previous film a success. When the Avengers become divided, separated by the differing ideologies of Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, audiences are given some of the best superhero action of all time. Earning near universal praise, the film takes a mature approach to the superhero genre by broaching a number of complex subjects that hadn't been previously addressed. Grossing over $1 billion worldwide, everyone and their grandmother seems to have enjoyed this superhero flick. Do you agree with our list?
Yeah.
What's your favorite superhero film of the 2010s?
Finish her the up!
Language, please!
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to watchmojo.com.